For the next couple seasons, I want to get to one of the top riders in the world and try to get to the 2014 Olympics.
My life goal has been to go to the Olympics. It's what I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid.
Join us as we follow some of Canada's top alpine snowboarders as they travel the globe in search of new destinations, adventure, and gold.
Being able to do this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, even if, you know, we don't reach our goals. Like, I've lived an incredible life getting to see all these places around the world.
Traveling with the Calgary Snowboard Club, it's a good environment. Everybody gets along pretty well, and it's a small, tight-knit family.
The thing I like most about racing is probably the speed, being on edge and the adrenaline rush.
Go for it and see who's best. It was the best feeling ever.
See how it goes. That's good.
In this episode of On Edge, we take a road trip to Braunwald, Switzerland to pick up snowboards from the Kessler factory. We then meet up with the rest of the team in Italy for a little training in the steeps and take a few days off for some high-speed roadaling.
So we just came from Bad Gastein in the southeastern part of Austria. We're driving all the way across the whole country today into Switzerland to go pick up snowboards, predominantly for the Calgary Snowboard team. We got boards for Carter, boards for Marianne, boards for Faro, got a few national team test boards. So it's going to be, this thing's going to be full of precious Kessler expensive snowboards here. We've had a really rough go these last couple of World Cups. You know, we haven't trained a lot of slalom, especially in the last 4 years. It hasn't been a big focus of ours, training slalom, and so we got our asses handed to us, unfortunately. And I think the guys are really hungry, and they got a lot of emotion, and they're pretty pissed off. If we can harness that emotion into some quality focus, we'll have a good World Cup coming up here in Sudafeld. I really enjoy driving through Europe. You know, it's where they put houses and castles and villages in these places you'd never see in North America. And today's especially cool. There's all sorts of farmers' fields full of tracks. Again, something you don't get a whole lot of in North America. And people are out ski touring all over the place and enjoying winter.
Now make a turn to the left and then immediately make a turn to the right.
Man, I have such little faith in this damn GPS. It's thrown us for a loop so many times.
Keep straight on this road.
Yeah, it's a bike path. So we're in Switzerland and we needed to take a bathroom break. We pulled off on this little exit out through some tunnels and we ended up here on the Waldensee. A place I've always wanted to go check out. Never really to go whiz in it, but anyway, nonetheless, pretty spectacular place to go to the bathroom. So once we arrive in Switzerland, we have a meeting with the guy and pick up the boards for like an hour, and turn around, drive 6 hours through a bunch of mountains, through the Alberg Tunnel, over the Brenner Pass, into Italy, and we're stationing ourselves in a spot where we can train on different slopes just about every day for the next 5 days in a row and get a really good training block in here and get the guys prepared for the next World Cup so they're feeling positive and confident as opposed to lost. €8.50. People will be having a heart attack in Canada if they're paying $8.50 to go through a tunnel. The next World Cup, we have a really big amount of time in between what we've just done with these 2 World Cups that were back to back. We have 13 days before the next World Cup, and it's in Germany, kind of in farmland almost, not really in the big portion of the Alps. A place called Sudafeld, and it's a parallel giant slalom. The train leaves every time at 5 minutes to the hour and 25 after the hour, and you get here at 3:52 and the dude's never there. You're just like, the train's leaving in 3 minutes, and then you have to wait here till 54. And he's like, why are you so late? I'm like, dude, I was here 3 minutes ago. And this is what we're doing again.
Hello.
Slide.
Nice.
Up and back down.
Yellow.
We go up to pick up boards from Hans-Jörg.
Okay, you come back tonight,
I
right?
come back tonight,
Okay. I
yes.
give you a cheap ticket, okay?
Thank you. So Braunwald is this little village way up on the hillside, on the west side of this Glarus Valley, and for 100 years now, there's no road up there, or no real roads up there. There's no automobiles up there, and the only way is taking this train. And even though I have a lot of faith in Swiss technology, it's still a bit daunting, as the tracks and most of the working parts of this whole thing are 100 years old. It's like a Disney ride. This area has some of the most snow accumulation of all of Switzerland. It's on the lee side of where all the storms kind of come in through, and it sneaks in between a few of these mountains, and it just pukes here in Braunwald. Taxi. That's a Braunwald bus, man, right there. 130 centimeters wide. So the big ones for us that I want to try and grab tonight are just all the giant slalom ones. I'll take whatever's ready, but the giant slalom ones for sure. And if Marianne's is ready, I'll take that. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna need to take
10 boards.
10 boards. That's 2 snowboard bags to Calgary. That saves a lot of FedEx bills. Thank you.
Mark.
Thanks. Good job. Thanks for building some sweet boards for us. We'd probably get a tour, but with the camera, then you'd have to kill us.
Okay.
All right.
When we come back, we meet up with the rest of the team in Italy.
We've gotten together again in northern Italy. The region is called Südtirol, and it's in one of the great mountain ranges of the world. It's called the Dolomites.
They're famous for mountains, famous for the Dolomites, which are these massive, jagged pieces of stone that we get here. It's some of the most amazing scenery in Europe. It's my favorite place to be, without a doubt.
We've come to Passo Monte Croce in Südtirol, Italy, and we are here for the next week for a training camp.
And not only that, but we've come to a place where we've got a hotel right on the hill, right in front of a lift, so we can get up in the morning and you walk 50 meters and you're already riding a lift, and then you come in and you can eat.
The value of this area is it's really quick turnaround, it's great snow, and the quality of food, of course, we're in Italy, so the food is just that much better than being north of here. In this area, there's 5 resorts that we are taking advantage of. Time for a little steep ride. One of the resorts that we're training at is Rotfahn.
It's got a slope that they're telling us is not only the steepest groomed slope in Italy, but it's apparently a 71% grade slope.
You really have to control the speed, so you don't send them down the hill, so they can't be efficient in their training. So that's a big important thing, you know. Security, make sure the course flows well, and then you really control the speed. That's our main issue here.
It's pretty rare that we get an opportunity to train something extremely steep.
The riding on that slope is fantastic. It's so good to watch because it requires more than just a good technique, or it requires an attitude. Oh my gosh, this is steep. You know, like when you turn your board, the board just falls away from you.
When it's that steep, the board won't hold an edge. It's too fast, it's too steep, it's too much for the equipment to handle, which it's a really fun place to be, in my opinion. It's fun, you're pushing the envelope of the equipment and yourself. it's not that we're scared. Well, none of us are scared to do it. We all love going that fast. We love being on train that steep, but the game totally changes because we can't make a turn. So you have to end up changing your tactics. You have to end up sliding turns and running lines extremely deep, carrying tons of speed just to make it through the course. When we come to a place like this, you can have Darren, Carter, JC, Matt, myself, and everyone will be within a second and a half. And you get there, and the guys that aren't willing to push themselves, they're going to be 3 seconds back, 4 seconds back. It really separates the men from the boys.
Be patient, but at the same time, be aggressive. And have a lot of trouble with that.
So rough, man. Just fighting the whole way down.
And I would say that you need to aim a little higher compared to your toe side, where you're looking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Seeing Darren and seeing the way he's progressing, you know, over this season and even over this camp, it's really exciting. Darren is definitely capable of getting World Cup podiums. It's just going to be up to him to see if he can figure himself out.
Definitely by the second day on that slope, people were giving everything they had. Nobody was holding back.
You know, not only are we fortunate to find a slope that steep, but just to have incredible conditions as well. It was a very, very rare opportunity. It was definitely some of the gnarliest training we've ever done, and the most exciting training at the same time.
Legend tells of an ancient Rodeling warrior in the Südtirol known as Hans von Bergenstein. Darren and I have been secretly training under him for the last 3 weeks. We're now going to take to the slopes ourselves and test our skills against the best rodelers in the Südtirol. Darren's scared. I'm ready. Did you actually find a spot?
How am I doing on your side? I think so.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Well,
you are good. You are good.
Noises there.
Well, yours close. I just wanted to make sure.
If we look at Darren and his parking, you know, his parking skills, I think it is directly linked to him being a bit of a hot dog.
There is no spot down here.
Look, we'll fit right there in front of this.
You've got to be kidding me.
I see
Then
it.
how are these cars getting out, Darren?
That's not our problem.
And how are they getting out?
That's not our problem.
You're not fitting here. Now we're probably stuck. Let's be honest. We're probably stuck.
No, we're not stuck.
Darren, you're not even close to good here. Okay, get out.
Darren, go over here. No, I'm gonna go over here. There's a perfect spot over here. There's not a perfect spot over there, Darren, and you're gonna figure that out eventually. Why don't you just listen to us?
Oh my God, Darren.
Look at that.
You're good on my side.
All right.
You might want to go straight. But you're still good, actually. Yeah, Craig. Oh, you got it.
Red.
You know, after training at Rotwand and being on the steepest slope we've ever ridden on, Darren and I quickly realized that the smartest decision was to go back to that resort to go rodeling. And we figured if we're gonna do it, we better do it big and we better do it fast.
We rented a sled for €3.50 and the ticket up was about €5. So, I mean, under $10 to have a good time for about an hour and a half. I mean, you can't really beat that.
Let's do that then.
Comes down to one moment. Either be another blip in history, or you become a hero. I've been training for this day since I was born.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
You know what? Darren keeps saying, I'm like, Darren, let's go rodeling. Yeah, let's go yodeling, man. Let's go yodeling. Darren, we're not going singing, we're going sledding.
I mean, they sound the same, don't they?
Ready.
These ones are aluminum. They've got 2 skis, and the skis actually kind of pivot. So when you're coming around a turn, you can push on one ski, and the thing will actually carve around a turn.
It's somewhere between tobogganing and luge.
Like a Santa sleigh.
Well, I mean, there's different techniques, different strokes for different folks, but
Guys, it's not good.
I think I might do the luge style or skeleton style. I'm not sure. Or one hand in the air.
I'll be using these reins here to manhandle this stallion of mine. I'm ready, Darren. Don't worry about me. So they've actually got quite impressive handling at high speed, which makes them even more dangerous. They're very fast. You can actually turn them at high speed, so it's easier to get into a lot of trouble with them.
I'm not sure how fast we were going, but it was getting hairy.
People are braking. People are braking for the features. They're braking down the steeps, they're braking into the turns, etc., etc. But of course, when you got your teammate next to you and they go, "Oh my God, I'm going so fast," what's the other person gonna yell? "Don't be a baby and brake! Don't be a baby and brake!" If you're not good enough to make it down this slope, maybe you shouldn't make it down the slope. So you just come flying into these turns way faster than you're supposed to be.
Just too hot on my outside foot and threw the sled sideways, and I knew what was coming. I was just kind of braced myself for it.
I knew I was probably gonna be okay because I had the skis in front of my sled to hit him. And I felt it hit him and I watched him tumble behind me and I just kept cruising. They decided to have these concrete tunnels, no padding, and then the entrance to them, it's just concrete corners.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, going through that course with all the gnarly terrain, there was booters and rollers, and I mean, coming down some of those turns and actually going like straight downhill into like a bank turn.
I swear we were going faster.
I don't know how people don't die doing this. Last time I went rodeling with Darren was spring. We were at World Cup Finals in Arosa, Switzerland last year, and it was his first time out rodeling.
I've had some bad experiences, I guess you could say, at rodeling. I hit the side and I think it rained the day before or something.
Darren just went flying over it and was clawing as he was trying to get his hands into the snow to stop himself, and he stopped himself and he flew all the way into the creek at the bottom.
It was cold and it was wet. It wasn't good.
What freaks me out about rodeling is actually how dangerous it is.
You know, riding that long on a sled and not having to walk up the hill and do it was really nice.
I am, in fact, the greatest rodeler alive. If there were any doubts before today, they can now be put to rest after my performance on the slope. I think it's quite clear.
I think that's debatable. Definitely debatable, because we all know. I mean, I was the clear victor. So.
Darren, you can't even stay on the sled.
Yeah, right. These turds.
Flashback to the crash.